A very warm welcome to Johor at the southern tip of Malaysia. AFC Champions League Elite match day 4 of the league stage. Midway through the league stage, Johor Darul Taksim taking on Shanghai Shenhua with a chance to move right the way up to near the very top of the standings. We're at the beautifully appointed Sultan Ibrahim Stadium, and these are the standings. Shanghai Shenhua in 9th, Johor in 10th, but look how close it is. A victory for either one of these teams will move them on to 7 points and probably give them a better goal advantage than Sanfrecce and Ulsan, and move them into second place behind Vissel Kobe, who were in action earlier on today against Ulsan. This is the gorgeous pitch here, 28 degrees centigrade, it's warm, it's 62% humidity, it is hot and it is humid. But that could be an advantage for JDT, who are used to these kind of conditions. They are an incredible run of form at the moment. Just one defeat in 18 matches in all competitions this season. That was against Buriram in the opening round of the AFC Champions League Elite. But their goal scoring in their last 5 league games, they've won 5-0, 10-0, 8-0, 7-0 and 6-0. You add a 3-0 victory in the quarter-final second leg of the FA Cup, and you can tell that this is a team in really, really good form. 18 matches played, 13 clean sheets in those matches. That's the story for JDT. As for Shanghai Shenhua, well, this is a little bit of a calm before the storm. They will put out their strongest lineup to try to avenge a 3-0 defeat against the same opponent in the AFC Champions League Elite here last year. That was a mighty convincing performance as JDT marched on to the round of 16. As for Shanghai Shenhua, well, they are in a battle royale for the Chinese Super League title. They have one match to go, but that's in a couple of weeks' time. And in that one match, well, they must better the result of their city neighbours, Shanghai Port. Shanghai Port leading by 2 points at the top of the Chinese Super League, but Shenhua have the better goal difference. So if Shenhua win and Port draw, Shenhua will be champions. Any other combination of results, and it will not go their way. We're expecting a 20,000 plus crowd here at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. They're in a buoyant mood. And Shanghai Shenhua, they have been stung by that defeat last year. Leonard Slutsky right at the very back, the former Russia national team coach, and his little posse of fans, some of whom are expats here in Johor. And that's a couple who've just come over from Singapore across the causeway as well to support Shanghai Shenhua. But they are very much in the minority. There's a little group of maybe 100 fans up at the very top right-hand side of the stand opposite the main stand. A colourful fiesta of red and blue, state colours for Johor. They really are making a huge investment in football in the state. They brought players in from all over the world. And the intention is to be one of the big boys in the world of Asian football. Shanghai Shenhua have been there in the past. They're an established name. Johor, after 11 consecutive Malaysia Super League titles, really are hoping to add the Asian Champions League Elite to their illustrious list of triumphs that they've had so far. It's a full moon above this stadium. Ooh, it is very, very buoyant. They are used to seeing this team score goals for fun, but the Champions League Elite is a very, very different animal to the domestic football that JDT are so dominating. 8 wins out of 8 in their league campaign, through, as I say, to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, where they have an awkward match against Kuching at the weekend. It was a statement performance last season from JDT in this competition against Shanghai Shenhua. That's the only time that these two teams have met. Since then, though, a number of changes in both squads. Shenhua and Leonid Skutski. They've added the likes of Luis Osue, the Equatorial Guinea striker, and he's had an immediate impact. Scored a couple of goals already in their 3 matches in the AFC Champions League Elite. Andre Luis is a familiar name, as is João Teixeira, Portuguese player who was once on the books of Liverpool. And also we'll be seeing Nico Yanaris, an English-born player who's won himself 13 Chinese international caps. Well, he'll be in the centre of midfield. Again, one of the improvements to the side from Leonid Slutsky, from the team that played last year. And they were stung. It's been mentioned to them every time, in every press conference, to Leonid Slutsky. How do you respond to last season's 3-0 defeat? His answer will be on the pitch in just a few minutes' time. Matchday 4 of the AFC Champions League Elite, midway point. The top 8 teams go through to the quarterfinals from this league phase, so the quarterfinals from this eastern region. Teams make their way out to the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium in Johor. AFC Champions League Elite. It is the champions of Malaysia against the team who would be champions of China. It is Johor Darul Taksim at home versus Shanghai Shenhua. A shot there of Nacho Winter as the state flag of Johor is flown over the ultras at one end, and serious looks. This is an opportunity for both of these teams to really make a statement, to be near the top of the standings at the midway stage. Just pause for the AFC Champions League Elite competition anthem. Looking to become champions of China for the first time since 1995. And Shanghai Shenhua, it's the hope that kills you in football. Is this going to be their year? Is this potentially going to be their year in the AFC Champions League? Nacho Winter, the 39-year-old, leads the line for JDT. That's one of a couple of changes from the side that played last time out. An excellent victory in Chengdu. This is the JDT lineup. Zubiade returns in goal. Lauda will be along the back alongside Jonathan Silda and Eddie Israfilov. Gyro keeps up Bergson up front. He'll be alongside Arif Ayman. Nacho Mendes, who scored a cracking goal, will be in the heart of midfield alongside Nacho, the captain. The bench, Manuel Hidalgo, one of a number of players who are able to change the course of any game. They have got so many resources, but they have to put them into action after a sticky start. A defeat in Boram and a draw here against Machida. Victory last time out against Chengdu has really changed the mood for JDT in this AFC Champions League competition. Match referee is Adam Akadme from Jordan, 38-year-old. He's from Ibid. He's been a FIFA referee since 2013. A familiar face and a very, very competent referee. As for Shanghai Shenhua, well, Leonard Slutsky has put together his strongest possible 11. Lewis Asue will be leading the line alongside Andre Lewis and Zhao Texera. Look out for Lika, otherwise known as Nico Yanaris, in the heart of the midfield. I doubt he'll be playing in that right back position as on that graphic. Internationals all over the pitch. Sinichi Chan is a Hong Kong international. Zhu and Jiang, the two centre-backs, are Chinese internationals. Aya Xiong has also been part of the Chinese international squad. When they met 13 months ago, a phenomenal first half performance for JDT in the lead by 2-0 early on. Arif Ayman with an early goal, if I remember. He has been in fantastic form. He was one of the candidates for AFC Player of the Year, Arif Ayman. A great honour for him and for Malaysia. 23-year-old. He's one of the few Malaysian-born players to make it into this strong JDT squad. Wu Si, 90+ international caps, is the captain for the visitors for Shenhua. They will be looking to spring a surprise, an unpleasant surprise on the home team. AFC Champions League Elite, matchday 4 of the group phase in the East, about to get underway. Shanghai Shenhua in change colours of all white, going right to left in this first half against Johor Darul Taxing. An atmospheric Sultan Ibrahim Stadium in Johor. All played through. Possession to Andre Lewis. Wilson Manafa, forward from right back, the Portuguese. Ball into Lewis. Forward by Yanaris, and first header clear by Israfilov. Arif does well, trying to play the ball into Gyro. Moving down the middle rather than to the channel that Gyro was running into. Bao, that's a tough one for Xu Chenji to cope with, which he does. And Shinichi Chan is closed down by Oscar Arribas. Arribas, lovely ball into Gyro. Flag stayed down. It ricochets around. Gyro looks suspiciously offside there when it came to him. Spanish coach Cisco Munoz in charge of JDT. Good CV to his name, as JDT try to get themselves amongst the ranks of the elite in Asia. Header from Jonathan Silva, the Argentine. Arribas, such a versatile player. Scored the first goal in the victory over Chengdu. In what was a standout performance by JDT. Ancho Inter, fit as ever. Shrafilov. Arif. Ketche's made a run ahead of him. Arif runs into problems. Chan is there. Rusi, and a little bit over-enthusiastic from Gyro. Lika, otherwise known as Nico Yanaris, London-born. Chinese citizen and full international now. Switch coming in from Lucy. Arribas does well to win the goal kick for Johor Darul Taxi. Slutsky, the 53-year-old Russian-born coach. Arribas chases into the corner, finds Arif Ayman. Arif dazzles his way to the byline. And that's an important clearance there from Zhang Chenglong. Corner quickly taken. Oscar Dibas once again. Slides it over. Jiang again is there. The volley is beautifully struck by Aga Ketse from the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to Aketse. Nice clear call. And he forced the goalkeeper into a good save, and the pressure's still coming, and it's off the post. It took a wicked bounce and a deflection before Bao was able to just get an important touch on that. Arribas denied by the inside of the post. Well, it goes all the way. In the end, that's a save, I think. The keeper's just got enough on that, and a second corner comes in for Johor Darul Taksim. The volley! Oh, beautifully struck from Jonathan Silva. Oh, it's a bright start from JDT. 3 saves already from Bao. That's an excellently controlled volley inside of the foot from Jonathan Silva. He's helped himself to 3 goals in his 12 appearances for JDT. Lewis runs out of space. Murphy's brought this one back in for a free kick to Shenhua. Long with the clearance. Arribas. Nice little give and go intended there from Nacho Mendes. Earlier on today, Vissel Kobe 1, Ulsan 0. Means Vissel are uncatchable at the top of the table at the midway point. Gyro. Arif is there. Gyro muscles Manafa. Katian Yid as well. No free kick. And Gyro loses out to the Portuguese Manafa. Kick goes to Sue. A fine impact to Sue, the Equatorial Guinea striker. Once upon a time, that challenge from Jonathan Silva, perfectly okay. Chan. Lovely first touch. And the pass not the best for Arif. We've seen a couple of pieces of skill from Nacho Mendes. Jata. Wonderful player. After that bright start from Johor, Shanghai Shenhua at last putting one or two passes together and go long. Israfilov is there and Subiare comes out to clean. First non-Korean team that Chenpa have met in this season's AFC Champions League Elite. They lost to Gangwon on match day 1, drew with Ulsan. Beat Seoul last time out. Here's Arif. Aribas available. Too many white shirts back there. Lewis Asue tries to drive forward. He's got bags of pace. Seen off there quite comfortably in the end by Raul Para. Silva operating as the left wing back, finds Glauder. Nacho Inter always at the base of that midfield. Para once again. Sweeping ball. Seemed to be up in the air for an aged Silva. Aketse. Good header from centre-back and Shuchenjie. Referee happy for Glauder to go on. Good pressing from Johor, winning the ball back high up the pitch. Aribas. Nacho. A clever little dink. Looking for Nacho Mendes. But Nacho Inter wears 30, Nacho Mendes 28. Both in the heart of the midfield as Lika splits it out wide to Chan. Ginger back to Bao. Glauder just makes sure Lewis Asue is getting nowhere near there. He's actually come off worse there because there was a bony elbow put into Glauder as he cut off the run of Lewis Asue. Just the left boot that catches Glauder. He's certainly making a statement there against Asue. Shane Lowry back and fit after injury is just being prepared. Don't think Glauder's seriously hurt, but there are so many options on the bench for Johor. Lowry being one of them. 36-year-old Aussie. They've got a fabulous view from up there, have the Shanghai fans. Humidity is such, I tell you, every Shanghai player was over taking on some liquids, most of the Johor players as well. Back in play, Israfilov, Azerbaijani, the international, Spanish-born. Four, 2-3-1 out of possession are the visitors. Aribas tries to play in Arif. There's a thumbs up there. The intention was good. The execution just a little bit awry. Chenpa being in a really tense battle for Chinese Super League title. Chant chances are they'll fall short, but they've given it a real go. Chengdu, Johor's last opponents, were also in that battle as well. They fell away around about the time Johor beat them. It's ambitious. Tried to force the pace on a couple of occasions recently. That one from Inter, earlier from Oscar Arribas. I think the team are so used to scoring heavily in domestic football. It does take a little bit of time to adjust. Zhu Chenjie slides it forward. It's no free kick as Andre Lewis went down. The Brazilian complaining to the fourth official as to why he didn't get a free kick. Johor get on with it. Aketse out wide to Silva. Aketse again. Nacho Mendes. From that 3-0 game last October, each team in the starting line has got only 5 survivors. That's how modern football changes. One coming in from Gao. Silva. Oh, the intention was good. Lika is there in the right place just to snuff out that little bit of danger. Lika, before they made it into the top flight. Arif finds Nacho. Nacho Inter once again. Yeah, it's an ambitious ball in, and it's not Nacho Inter who Johor want to be on the ball when they're creating chances. He's normally the workhorse. He's the man who wins the ball and plays it to the likes of Oscar Arribas and Arif Ayman. So create the chances for Jaro. Shenhua have done well in the early stages just to close down Nacho Mendes and Aga Aketse. Shinichi. It's again Andre Lewis involved in a muscular battle. Ral Para. Manafa drives forward. Aketche's injured. Edge of the penalty area. Well, that was a chance. We've got a problem for Johor over on the far side. I think Aketche is down injured. In the meantime, Arif Ayman is running, looking for support. None is there. Wins the free kick. Lika disagrees. Arif says, "You pulled me." Didn't seem to be an awful lot in it, but it's a free kick in a very nice area if you're a Johor fan. An awkward one if you are Bao and of the Shenhua persuasion. Fazel warms up, but I think Aketche. Well, I'll keep an eye on the number 47. Look at Aketche, when he was coming back, making a defensive contribution, it looked like he was pulling his hamstring, or holding his hamstring. And yeah, he's gone down. There's a problem for Johor in the middle of the pitch. And this is bad. Aga Aketche pulled up in that long chase. Johor quickly getting the substitution made less than 20 minutes in, and Aketche's a very, very important part of their attacking makeup. Fazel it is, who's been a regular starter so far. played in 17 of Johor's 18 matches in all competitions this season. He's going to come on for the injured Aga Akache. Or is he? Looks like he is. Afik, very much a local boy, born in Pontian, just about 20 kilometres west of here. Malaysia international, doesn't let anybody down, but he doesn't have the creative eye that Aga Akache does. That'll mean a change maybe for Johor tactically. In the meantime, though, they've got a free kick in a very nice area. 4-man wall. Oscar Adibas into that wall. Right into the midriff. The stuffing out of Lewis Asue. Does hit the ball beautifully. It's in the head there from Lewis Asue. Goes down straight away. Wednesday is the answer, Lewis. Wednesday. Medical team are always very, very careful when it comes to head injuries, and that was right on the bridge of the nose. Johor just had their pre-match plans disrupted by an early substitution. And Tritsky will be certainly hoping that Asue isn't forced off. I'll keep an eye on that. I think he's okay. The drop ball is immediately followed by another drop ball as Nacho Mendes knocked the ball into the back of Adam Akande. Take two from about 2 meters further away. Sui wants to come back on. Now Parrott across to Glauder. Spanish influence very much there, onto Silva. Afik, first touch. Champar back to full strength. Chointer. Ambitious ball over the top, finds Silva. Ball across is well dealt with by Jang. Bringing it to Afik on the edge of the box. Afik again, Nacho Mendes. Become the creative outlet. Afik looks for Gyro. Gyro scores, but the referee has said there's a push. That's disallowed. Seemed like a push, looked like a push, was a push. It's the referee's decision. He's made the call. And it's offside as well. This is the ball when it comes in from Afik. What wouldn't follow would be a ball in and a push from Charo on the back of Zhu Chenji. Disallowed goal, justifiably. Now JDT have hit the post, and a goal disallowed. And Arif on the march once again to win third corner of the evening for Johor Darul Taksim, champions of Malaysia. AFC Cup winners in 2015. Israfilov has made his way forward, as has Glauder, both good in the air. Zonal defence from Shenhua. Angle has changed. Mendes can't get there. Afik tidies up. Nacho into. Afik for Zale once again. All the big men still up for Johor. Israfilov has tracked back now. Silva. Mendes. Para. Arif double teamed. That's the respect Arif Ayman has earned in Asian Champions League football. Everybody knows about him. Loose pass from Israfilov. Gao did well. Manafa. The pressuring from Oscar Arribas, and he's still working hard. Forces a rush clearance. Excellent pressing from Oscar Arribas. Para. It's a little bit ambitious to get that ball to stop in time for Arif Ayman to really have a chance to get onto it in an incredibly difficult pass. Follow live stats and scores on the AFC live app. Stats and facts and figures. This is the last of the matches, last of the 6 matches from the East in AFC Champions League. Match day 4. Arif once again. Arif Ayman. It's a corner, 4th of this first half for Johor Darul Taksim. Always on the half turn is Arif. Yasyong made a couple of very good saves already. One a little bit fortunate to push onto the post. He's got another corner to deal with. Israfilov is the target. Looking by Mendes. Cleared by 17 Gao. Being totally defensive, Shenhua have certainly set themselves up as being very difficult to break down. Arif takes on Manafa. Well, the 2 fullbacks have switched sides as we look at Lika. Arif has got a chance to run at Wilson Manafa. Shinichi Chan has moved over to right back, the Hong Kong international. Lauder, Silva. No real pressure on the back 3 for Johor. Para. Nicely worked, but it's all outside the penalty area. Lauder. Silva had made a great run forward. Arribas. Mendes. Arif. Still Arif Ayman. Napa wasn't buying that. Mendes. Oh, it's just ahead of Arribas, who keeps it in. To hold on to possession. Napa is there. Andre Lewis. Again. Flailing arm there from the Brazilian. He's feeling hard done by. He feels there's an awful lot of pressure being put on him. At the time it was well, Para He got really tight onto Andre Lewis, and then as he spins and turns, Lewis. Para has given Lewis no space whatsoever. Oscar Arribas again. Mendes. Nacho Inter. Afiq. What a lucky rebound, Afiq. Afiq again. No space on the edge of the penalty area. Shenhua closing things down very nicely. Para back to goalkeeper Zubiade, who's largely been a spectator in this opening half hour. Jonathan Silva comes forward for Johor Darul Taksim. The Southern Tigers, as they're called. Afiq, lovely little give and go. Gyro. Went for the near post. Goalkeeper Bao had his angles right. Big 6'4" goalkeeper, 28-year-old. Certainly shouldn't be beaten at the near post from that kind of range, and wasn't. It's at a corner, 5th of this first half to JDT. Silva's ball. Harder was the target. Mendes led to the penalty area, has been caught, but it's Mendes who's penalised because he was coming through looking for the volley. Cisco disagrees, but João Teixeira got there just in front of his man. To be fair, it looked like Mendes completely pulled out. I'm not even sure he touches João Teixeira. Nonetheless, it's a free kick for Shanghai Shenhua. Teixeira's 3rd season with Shenhua. Zhang Chenglong as well. Again, Andre Lewis under immense pressure from Raul Para. And again, he looks to the referee and says, give me some protection. But Para's just close to him, he's not fouling him. There's this Rafilov. Earlier on today, Vissel Kobe 1, Ulsan HD 0. Vissel Kobe, new top team in the AFC Champions League East region. 12 teams, they play 8 league matches, the top 8 go through. Discipline from Shenhua. Utterly going to rely maybe on the odd little breakout. Andre Lewis holding up the ball, and maybe Teixeira. Lewis Sasue. Wilson Manafa has got a telling off there, and Manafa saying there's nothing wrong, that wasn't even a foul. He was complaining that it should have been a Shenhua ball, and I think he's got every right to complain. Oscar Arribas and Harry Feynman, the two main outlets as far as Johor are concerned. Now there's the switches on. Silva. First touch just gave Gao the chance to get in the tackle. Tanyi, 6 international caps for him. Arif, Afiq, Silva. Cross, looks for Gyro. Chang is there. A free kick conceded by Silva on Gao Tianyi. Well, there was an early flurry from Johor Darul Taksim. First 10 minutes or so, they were able to test goalkeeper Bao Yasyong on numerous occasions, and luckily we denied a goal when the ball came off the inside of the post and came back out again. That was Oscar Arribas. Shenhua have reorganised, made life a lot more difficult. Shinichi Chan, the fullbacks have swapped back again. Chan switch to Manafa. Right then, there's a bit of space for him to run into. Jonathan Silva's letting him go. Manafa's gone a long way. Ashrafilov just flicks it. Oh, lovely little touch. Arribas picks out Afiq. Can he keep it going left? He can. Just slightly behind. Silva. Arif increases pace, but Gao Tianyi does well. He's done very nicely, Gao Tianyi there. Worked diligently down that right-hand side, buys another cheap free kick off Jonathan Silva. It's a push, it's a free kick. Gao was inviting the challenge. Lauder's header. Nacho. Chance for Silva. Arif. Quick enough to pick up possession. Looks for Afiq. Just over Afiq. Belted clear by Jang. Long range effort. Ambitious, to say the least, from Jonathan Silva. Arif reacting well to a ball that seemed to be beyond him. When it comes out, well, he's better on his left foot, is Silva. Lika drives forward. First time the London-born midfielder has driven like that. This is Andre Lewis. Sue was in the middle. Manafa on the far side. Gao Tianyi. Lauder does well. Asue loses out to Nacho. Gyro. Mendes. Zhang Cheng Long timed his tackle well. Serda dropping deeper and deeper. The number 10 ostensibly playing in the number 10 position. Afiq. Nice spin and turn from Afiq. Nacho, Gyro, Afiq, lovely. Jonathan Silva. Inside to Mendes, and both the ball from Arribas. Second time, Aribas has hit the woodwork. Asue comes forward for Shenhua. He's rather isolated. Taisere is there. Asue once again. Tries the shot, which isn't too far over, but what a moment that was for Oscar Aribas. Hafik Fazel deserves an awful lot of the credit. Let's look at Asue's effort first. Wriggles away from Glauder. It's not too far over the top, but at the other end, there's the ball in. Mendes, decent save, and then it comes back off the bar, and Aribas from 7 yards out. Oof. Easy to say he should have put that in, and it's come at him at a rate of knots. He'll think he should have put it in though. Twice he's hit the post. Is it going to be one of those nights for JDT? Arif again. Lovely little give and go. Arif goes down under a challenge from Shinichi Chan. Mendes. Hafik. Arif still down on the floor. Oscar Aribas and Hafik. Assuming Johor might consider putting this out because Arif Ayman is still down on the floor. JDT playing a little triangle. Playing on, and it's an unnecessary challenge there coming in from Andre Lewis. And I think Johor invited the problem there themselves by not putting the ball out. Arif going down under pressure. Lucy it was who went along with him. Actually, Shinichi Chan cuts across him, and an awkward landing on the shoulder for Arif. Chan, actually born in Tokyo. To the Hong Kong setup, 32 international caps for Hong Kong. His name with Kichi, who we saw several times in AFC competitions. Arif hobbles away. It's okay. Shinichi Chan, solid player, still only 23, still learning. Shenhua for the 2024 season. In the meantime, there's a free kick. Arif back on the pitch. Here's Aribas, twice hit the woodwork in this first half. It's Nacho. It's a lovely ball. Oh, it floats over Israfilov. And that is a grateful gather by Bao Yasyong. That's such a seizing delivery. Israfilov stretches. He can't get there. Could Jonathan Silva have dived for that? Here's Arif Ayman. Still Arif. Comes off Wilson Manapa. Another corner for JDT, who've had the vast majority of this first half. Twice they've hit the woodwork. They've had a goal disallowed. They've forced 4 other very good saves from goalkeeper Bao Yasyong. Now this is their 6th corner, which they've taken short. Mendes. Arif Ayman it was who eventually took on the long-range effort. He really is becoming the talisman. AFC Player of the Year nomination was not charity. Shrafilov does well under pressure from Asue. Johor's back three, no, let opposing strikers know they've been in a game. All very muscular. Lewis, one target. Shrafilov does well. And that's gonna be a corner kick for Shenhua right at the tail end of this first half. First time they've really had any kind of sustained pressure on Johor Darul Taksim. 3 minutes. A lot of variety. 3 groups of players, one at the penalty spot, one in the 6-yard box, 2 beyond the 6-yard box. Curled in over to Biare, and oh, it's just wide. Asue will think that he should have done better there. Confusion for Johor. Who do you pick up in that scenario? Comes beyond everybody, and Asue comes over the back of Ju Chenji, who I think might have just put him off. That certainly goes down as a chance for Shenhua. Glauder out to Jonathan Silva. Johor were held goalless by Machida Zelvia in their last home game. They've yet to win at home in the AFC Champions League Elite this season. Oh, Arif, there was space there. He knew the space was there, he just didn't take the ball with him. Taisera beaten to it by Glauder. Taisera didn't fancy taking on Glauder there. Seconds to go in this first half, dominated by Johor Darul Taksim. Aribas finds Jairo. Arif. Effort. Deflected for a corner number 7. The pressure is all from the team in blue and red. Shinichi Chan again, the man. Just doing enough to prevent the shot getting in on Bao. It's over everybody. It'll come out to Afik Fazale. Aribas. Arif. Little dig forward. Oh, and it came off the back of Asue, and that could have gone anywhere. Jiang Shenglong's header comes off the back of his own man. Just as he was unlucky at one end, he's a little bit fortunate that doesn't rebound into his own net. Luis Asue. 8th corner is taken quickly. Nacho Inter, not the best cross. Manapa clears. Seconds remaining in this first half. The referee blows up for half-time after 3 minutes of time added on. At half-time, Shanghai Shenhua, they've had a little bit of fortune. Nacho Mendes has been leading the plot. Arif Ayman has been trying to find ways around either side, left or right, defensively. It's been strong. Oscar Aribas has twice hit the woodwork for Johor Darul Taksim. But Luis Asue had a chance right at the very end. Bao by far the busier goalkeeper. But at half-time, Shenhua are level pegging against Johor, despite all the possession and all the opportunities and all the corners at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium at half-time. The Johor Darul Taksim 0, Shanghai Shenhua 0. A very warm welcome back to the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. We are in Johor. It is AFC Champions League Elite match day 4 of 8 in the league phase in the East region. Johor Darul Taksim being frustrated by Shanghai Shenhua. They had 70% of the ball, 8 shots, 2 of which hit the woodwork. And yet it remains goalless at half-time against Shanghai Shenhua. Shenhua haven't created an awful lot going forward, a couple of shots, neither of which caused any problems for Zubiade, the goalkeeper for Johor Darul Taksim. They have shown with Lewis Asue, the number 19, and number 9, Andre Lewis, that they've got pace and power and ability going forward. And of course, any team with Chao Texera has got a little bit of creativity there as well. But for the most part, Shanghai have been happy just to sit back, let Johor come on to them. It's a dangerous tactic. Twice Oscar Arribas, the number 24 on the left of your screen there. He had opportunities, one from the edge of the penalty area, which the goalkeeper got a fingernail to push it onto the inside of the post. And then later on, probably the best chance, by far the best chance, when he put a rebound from a save by goalkeeper Bao Yasyong over the top from close range. Just look and see if there's any substitutions made, and the answer is no. There's no activity done on the substitutes bench. JDT operates with a 3-5-2 formation. The wide players, Jonathan Silva and Oscar Arribas, getting forward in support an awful lot of the two central strikers, Arif Ayman and Jairo. Anyways, Johor operate a 3-3-3-1 formation. Crowd approaching 20,000 will get the official figure later on in the second half. It's always announced midway through the second half. Again, good representation. A lot of games coming up thick and fast for Johor. As there's a little break for Shanghai before they go into a do-or-die battle on the last match day of the Chinese Super League, where they're hoping to win their first CSL title this century. It would actually end a 30-year barren spell. Jordania referee Adam Makadme gets us underway in this second half. Johor Darul Taksim, the Southern Tigers in red and blue, going from right to left against Shanghai Shenhua. The winner of this will go to second in the East region standings. It's very congested at the top. Asue. Tries past Jonathan Silva. Cleverly done by Teixeira. Andre Lewis. It's never him. He's always the one being put upon. And to be fair, didn't look like he did an awful lot there, the slightest little touch. He's thinking, if I go down, I don't get anything. Arif, he's done well. Mendes spreads it out wide. Oscar Arribas. Arif's made a great run. Tracked by Ju. And Arif gets to the byline. Across the face of goal and in! Jonathan Silva! minute into the second half, and persistence down the byline from Arif Ayman. And the cross comes in, and Johor rewarded for having players in the penalty area. And Jonathan Silva gives the Southern Tigers the lead. Well, Arif makes the first run. Jan goes along with him, and he works his way through. A little bit of fortune with the deflection, but he did so well to get the cross in anyway. And Silva in the penalty area. The reward for bodies in the box for JDT. Well, that changes the whole complexion of the game. Shenhua can no longer just sit back. First AFC Champions League Elite goal for Silva. Here's Wilson Manafa. Gives the ball away to Arif. And Arif sprints away from Wusi. And also from Shinichi Chan. Shinichi does well, little push in the back though. Gives me a chance to give you the Shenhua 11. They've got Bao in goal. Wilson Manafa, Chang Shenglong, Zhu Chenji and Shinichi Chan. Along the back, Lika. In the heart of midfield, Gao Tanyi to his right, Wu Si to his left. Quickly taken free kick. Lewis Asue, Andre Lewis and Zhao Taxera are the front three. Taxera playing almost at the front of a diamond midfield four. False nine, as they like to call it. Israfilov. Para, big and strong. Overly ambitious. Wilson Manafa made the late decision not to go back to his goalkeeper, but it's a wise decision. Good pressing by JDT. Even though the ball was going to be intercepted. There's the foul by Nafik Fazail, who came on as a first half substitute. Nafik for Aga Akatse. Lika spins it out wide to Shinichi Chan. Taxera, a little bit short. Mendez. Zubiane, rare touch for him. Silva, the goal scorer. Nacho Inter. And it's a pull back by Nacho. Poor first touch. Andre, who is getting the call that he wanted. Seven white shirts in around the penalty area. Gao Tianyi goes to the near post, and Zubiere is caught out. Oh, disallowed. Wu Si put the ball into the empty net, but I think the referee has called for a foul on Zubiane. It's a lovely ball in by Gao. Zubiane is slightly hesitant, then comes out to make the ball. Now, whether or not there was contact on him, this will be one for VAR. Yeah, there is. Okay, that's where the foul is. Lewis Asue in on the goalkeeper. In the end, he was brave, but there was the slightest moment where he wasn't positive. He waited just for a second, Zubiane. Asue, a little bit unfortunate, went in where it hurts. Although we see put in the rebound, I can't see that this goal will be reviewed by VAR. And to be honest, not had an awful lot to do. He doesn't play an awful lot of games. He's only signed for AFC Champions League Elite. Sihan Hazmi in shot there. He's the international goalkeeper who actually won man of the match in the goalless draw here against Machida. He's the regular starter in the league as well. So each team has had a goal disallowed, and Slutsky can take a little bit of heart from that. At least this team, at the tail end of the first half and early in the second half, are putting dangerous balls from set plays. Jabiale's clearance. And Sue. Moves out to Silva. Sue again, Silva. Tight onto him, the Argentine. Lika. Manafa. Zhuchenji was caught short there. Gyro. Adibas was trying to feed in Arif. Seda's ball into Awusi. And Lewis spreads it out to the Portuguese Manafa. Early on looked like he was going to get forward an awful lot. Didn't really work out that way in the first half. It was Teixeira. Now's Manafa. Again, there's just one or two hints that Shenhua are getting into this game. Maybe Shrafilov. Adibas makes those runs forward so well. Arif loses out, only breaks the Nacho Mendes. JDT preparing a defensive change. Meantime, they're holding on to possession nicely. 3-0 when the teams met here last season in the AFC Champions League Elite in the group phase. It's not been as one-sided today. Johor, though, do still have that lead. Afiq Fazail onto the goal scorer Silva. Lovely little dink forward. Arif Ayman squares it, wins a corner, which will be the 9th of this contest for the Malaysian champions, and the substitution about to be made. It's Christian Glauder who's to be replaced, and Shane Lowry, the Australian, coming on. In the meantime, let's have a look at the latest Arif danger moment for Shenhua. Zhuchenji again having to push over. Glauder was injured in the first half, looked like he'd recovered, but Shane Lowry is back after a long-term injury. The galloping major, Australian. Lots of experience in the championship. A real asset for Johor Darul Taksim. As Rafilov comes forward, he's also a major asset when the ball's in the air. Shane Lowry, this is just his third appearance this season, the injury-plagued season. Lika. Gyro. Nacho. Oh, a couple of players down injured for Johor. Gyro is one of them. In the meantime, Shenhua are coming forward. Gao Jianye. Across the face of goal, and there's bodies littered all over the pitch at the moment. Two Shenhua players down, plus a Johor player down. Trainers will have to come on here. Very happy to let that one go on. Judge Chera is the first man. It's a yellow card against, I think that's Jonathan Silva, for the foul on Teixeira. Was Silva, that's the wrong man. It's Oscar Arribas, it should have been that. Fiku came on as a first half substitute himself. It was Shane Lowry who picked up a yellow card, so not Oscar Arribas. He's just come on the field of play. That needs a little bit of working out from the official statistics point of view. Okay, after all the injuries have been sorted out and the yellow card, the one yellow card for Shane Lowry has been confirmed. It wasn't Jonathan Silva. He got a strapping on his fingers. Nacho Insa clears. Anafa. Arif Ayman does well to get away from Lika, plays in Oscar Arribas. Arribas first touch, forces him wide, and well defended. Really well defended. That saved a goal. Has Jiang Shenglong there. Got in ahead of Gyro. But Arribas, he's got a 1500 metre kind of style of sprinter. Gallops into position, goes across the goalkeeper, and that gives Gyro the chance to come in. But credit to Jiang Shenglong for that save. Been man of the match, Bao. If Shenhua were to get something out of this, Bao will need to take a bow. Nacho Insa to Nacho Mendes. Insa, all very tricky in the crowd like that. Lowry, enough of this little triangle stuff, says Shane Lowry. Let's dink it into the corners. Change is coming now for Shanghai Shenhua. The change is going to see Salamonero, a £1 million signing from Sierra. €1 million signing from Sierra. He's coming on to replace Asue up front. Nacho Insa is there. Johor always just seem to be on the front foot. Afik. Oscar Arribas, edge of the box! Oh, your beauty! Oscar Arribas! Sweet as you like that strike. Such an important player for Johor Darul Taksim. Afik Fazail deserves credit. He gets to the bar line again. His cross comes to the back post, but then it's all about Oscar Arribas. Silva and Afik doing the work. Arribas, chest touch, boom. Great strike. Goals in back-to-back AFC Champions League Elite games for Oscar Arribas. Well, we are checking. There is a possible offside in the build-up. They were checking whether or not Afik Fazail had just gone a little bit too early with his run. The answer is no. And the Malaysian champions, Johor Darul Taksim, are en route to repeat their victory over Shenhua in the AFC Champions League Elite. What have Shenhua got? Munafa, mazy dribble. Minero was looking for the ball from Texera. Zubiara, one time more aggressive to pick up the early ball in from Chan. Jairo. Scored a hat-trick in a recent league match against Terengganu. Jairo de Macedo. Zubiara under pressure. Gao Tianyi does well, then loses out to the belligerence of Nacho Inter. Arif, still Arif Ayman, teasers, edge of the penalty area, comes to Mendes. Arribas! Well, he's hit the woodwork twice and he's scored. And he's a constant threat from that right-hand side. Changes now coming from Shanghai Shenhua. As we once again look at Mendes just teeing up the shooting chance. Arribas was always rising though. The changes for Shenhua. Su Haoyong, he's a Chinese international, comes in. And also Wang Haijian, 25-year-old hard-working midfielder. Wang. Haijian for Wu Qi, Su for Gao. That's a straight replacement. Su. And he's going to be yellow card then, I think, for simulation, is the number 7. He's just come on as Su Haoyang. Well, that might warrant. They are just taking a look. Saudi officials in VAR. And they are indeed checking a possible penalty. At the moment, the referee has given a free kick against Su for simulation. The check is still ongoing. It is also a yellow card for Su. Communication still ongoing. The angle we saw was anything but conclusive. At the moment, it's a yellow card against Su Haoyang, but that penalty check is going on and on. If there is even the slightest touch, which I think there may well be, you know. Well, the modern way, if there is even the slightest touch on the laces from Nacho Inter. The referee's instant reaction was to say it was a dive. And in days pre-VAR, you still something, if there's the slightest touch, that's going to be a penalty. The decision has been made. The VAR says penalty kick, yellow card will be rescinded, and Shanghai Shenhua have a way back into this league match. I'm wondering if there's going to be a yellow card for Nacho, which is often the result of if you concede a penalty. So then, Zubiare has a chance to make a real name for himself. It's against a player who's only just come on. In fact, this could well even be the first touch of Salomonero. You pay $1 million in Asia, you expect results. Salo for Shenhua. They're back in it. It's as cool as you like. A little bit of nonsense off the ball as well. It's going to be a yellow card for pushing Salo and Zubiare. And Salo rising to the bait that Zubiare gave him. It's also unnecessary. Israfilov goes down in the melee that followed as well. But it's a goal for Shanghai Shenhua, puts them right back into this game. Lovely penalty. No stopping that, even if he goes the right way. Confident as you like. There then followed an unsightly melee. That little knot of fans up at the top of the stand on the far side can suddenly believe. Referee is just buying a little bit of time. I can only assume that VAR having a look at what went on, deciding if there was any serious foul play. happened after the penalty. Subiera held onto the ball. Salaminero pushed him, and we are going to get a yellow card. That's going to be for for Eddie Shrafilov. Okay, back on with the game of football. Macho Inter, who conceded the penalty, on to Arif. Oh, two players doing a little dance, and Arif skids one along the floor. Gosh, he's a talent. Still only 23. Sends two of them out for the exit. But Shenhua can sniff something here. They came back from 2-0 down in a recent league game. Late penalty equaliser. So this isn't new ground for them. Andre Lewis was the other man who took the yellow card in that melee. So him and Ishrafilov. Lowry. Silva will open the scoring. Couldn't keep that in play. Well, at 2-0 it looked nice and comfortable for JDT. Samanapa. Defensive clearance from Jiang to deny Gyro, now looking very important as well. Afiq keeps the ball moving. Arif, Afiq, Aribas was in a good position. Gyro spins it out wide. Power. No direction. Official crowd attendance just over 20,000. Power driving forward from the right side of the back three that JDT employ. Got a goal to his name in the colours of Johor. Gyro. He's not the most subtle, Gyro. You can sense when he's going up to... can sense that the foul is coming. You never know, one time you'll get away with it. This game has taken on a completely different hue after that goal. Teixeira. Shinichi. Good ball in. Now for the first time they got players into the penalty area. It's taken them 70 minutes or so to become adventurous, but now they have become. Para. Do Johor believe in themselves, and Para's given a loose ball away to Su. Teixeira into the penalty area. That's where he wants the ball. Wilson's ball in. Shrafilov does well. Shinichi. rather slices the ball away. Also Manafa does well. And again Manafa, expected him to be advancing a lot more in the game. Well, now he is doing so. Shinichi, a little dummy, cross comes into the back post. Andre Lewis is there. Oh, and it's taken away by Su from Saulo Mineiro. There's a yellow card being flashed there at Saulo Mineiro. And he's come on and made a big difference. He's upset Johor. They were dominating and they were bullying. Andre Lewis with the header. Well, that's the knee from Saulo Mineiro. That is, gosh, absolutely unsolicited, that from Saulo Mineiro. Well, we don't get it quite with that shot. I think he's a lucky boy to stay on. That was a premeditated, not very strong knee. Different game though, Arribas. Man of the match so far, bit of everything from him. Hit the post twice, scored, picked up a yellow card as well. Nacho Inter. Arribas and Arif. Little bit of keep ball. Afiq, you can see them doing in the training ground for hour after hour, those three. Needs to be careful. Mineiro is closing down on Zubiade. Shinichi does well. So does Arribas, of course he does. Afiq Fazel feeds Arif. Gyro in the middle. Little give and go didn't work. Andre Lewis. Manafa on to Saulo Mineiro. Referee. There's a little ankle tap there on Saulo Mineiro. Israfilov has gone down. Well, Saulo's just picked up a yellow card. Maybe Israfilov's also on a yellow card. I'm never quite sure whether it's acting. Yeah, there's a little something on the toe in the run from Saulo Mineiro. But the reactions of the players do not make a referee's life easy. Yellow cards being handed out like confetti. Earlier on today, Vissel Kobe going top of the East region with a 1-0 victory over Ulsan HD. Minutes plus time added on to go, and there could be a bit of time added on. There've been a couple of melees, a few injuries. Expect 6, maybe even 7 minutes at the end. Nacho Inter. Competent player, Nacho. Teixeira frustrated. The fact that Johor just haven't given him any space to play. It's been very peripheral. João Teixeira. Gyro. Shinichi does well, and Gyro has to put it out of play. Change is being planned by Johor Darul Taksim for the final few minutes to try to see the game out. Lowry, solid challenge, wins the ball back. Wilson Manafa. Ball whipped in. Mendes does well. He's a lovely, calm player on the ball. Gyro gives the ball away. Crowd let him know, but Mendes is trying to win it back. And the crowd up the noise. As Arif does some defending on Minero. Concedes the throw-in. Changes for Johor Darul Taksim. Bergson de Silva, a favourite, comes on for Gyro. Bergson, the all-time top scorer in JDT colours. Nacho Insa. He's going to be replaced by Teto Martin, Alberto Martin Diaz. Bergson for Gyro is an obvious one. We haven't seen an awful lot of Teto Martin in Johor colours. His debut in the match against Machida, last home game for Johor Darul Taksim in the AFC Champions League Elite. A bit of time wasting going on from Johor as they try to eat up the seconds. Rafiq Fazel takes the captain's armband and Bergson is on. Tenser than it might have been for Johor. Shenhua chasing an unlikely point. At the start of the day, these were 9th and 10th in the 12-team league. A victory for Johor will catapult them up to 2nd. That's how tight it is. A draw, and they probably stay 9th and 10th. Your goal scored, they might just move up a couple of places. Midpoint though, here's Wilson Manafa. Puts a lovely ball in, looks for Saul. Adibas doing defensive work this time. Ajab. Thumping challenge, but that'll be a goal kick for Johor Darul Taksim. 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Goals for Jonathan Silva and Oscar Adibas for Johor. A penalty converted by Salo Minero for Shenhua. At this stage of the game for Andoni Zubiade, there is no point in playing short. Let's play the percentages. Hit the halfway line and Bergson immediately into action. Afiq happy to play keep ball with Arif. And then Arif runs and drives, and Arif, little give and go, Arif into the penalty area. It's a beauty for Jonathan Silva. Gorgeous football from Johor Darul Taksim. A brace for Silva. A brace of assists for Arif Ayman. It's gorgeous, this. Give and go. And a cool finish. Top shelf. Net ripples beautifully. Silva hits gold, and Johor lead 3-1. It's been a very good performance from a Johor team who made a lot of changes after missing out in the final stage of the AFC Champions League Elite last year. It's still not over yet. That's not the best of touches. Teixeira had the chance, and now Arif tries to bounce away from Ju Chenji. Arif bounces off the formidable figure of Ju. Silva coolly back to Zubiare. Can't imagine that confidence when it was 2-1. But his goal maybe is giving Johor a belief that they belong at this level. Not belong at it, but belong at the top of it. It was the target. Teto was involved in that give and go, his first contribution. Arif tries to be a little bit fancy. Teixeira. Free kick against the new captain, Afiq Fazel. It's the reliable Afiq. Six minutes to add on at the end of this 90 minutes. So a goal now for Shenhua would make it interesting and nervy for Johor. Shinichi's got 3 in the penalty area. It's Teixeira. Wants the corner, doesn't get it. Twice Shenhua have come to Johor, and twice they've gone home with their tails between their legs on the wrong ends of significant defeats. 3-0 last year, 3-1 as it stands here. And even though they got a glimpse of a fight back when they scored the penalty, in all honesty, this has been a very dominant Johor performance, building on the 2-0 win in Chengdu. Is up for offside against Bergson. Offside needs to be taken from inside your own half. That's exactly what Lika does. Formerly Nico Yanadis. Salo. He's been good since he came up. He's caused all kinds of problems for Johor defensively. He's not been intimidated by the muscular JDT back three. Backs into Lowry. Lowry telescopes out a left leg to make sure there's no clear shot on goal. Mendes in control. Teto. Mendes again. The Johor Ultras behind the goal. JDT are attacking in the second half, make themselves heard once again. 20,000, just over 20,000, the official crowd. Respectable. The further Johor go on in this competition, the more full houses they can expect. As for Shanghai Shenhua, well, they've got time now to prepare for their final league game of the season. Wilson Manafa, lovely pull back. Salo gets the header in but can't direct it goalwards. to the byline, and the pullback is a good one. To the edge of the penalty area. Jam was the man who cleared it. Right then, chance for Minero to run at Lowry. Lowry nearly does enough defensively. Hara does excellently. Aribas, genuine contender for man of the match, as is Arif Ayman, as is Nacho Mendes. He's on the ball there, gently controlling things from the heart of midfield with very good accompaniment from, firstly, Nacho Inter and Afik Fazel. Johor have overcome the injury to the very important Aga Aketse. Arif drives forward once again, Su to his goalkeeper. Texera, late chance, lovely ball in. Minero, second for him, second for Shenhua. Oh, has he disallowed it? No, I think he's given it. There's an injury for a Johor player. Down here, it's Bergson de Silva. And there's a yellow card gone against Wilson Manafa. And I think Adam Makapme has disallowed this goal for Saulo Minero. Well, there's Texera getting away down this right-hand side. The whistle hasn't gone by now. Texera advances, puts in a lovely cross, and it breaks now to Saulo. He slots home his second, but earlier on, well, I see no reason whatsoever how Wilson Manafa has fouled Bergson de Silva. Well, that's an extraordinary tough call against Shanghai Shenhua. So the goal has been disallowed. A free kick has been given to Johor. Now they get a throw in. Well, that'll take a little bit of explaining. Don't think it has a tangible impact on the scoreline, but very interesting one to bring the play so far back, having let it go on. Clearly was no advantage to Johor. Su concedes the corner, and Johor will see out this job now. We played a minute over the 6 allocated added minutes. Final whistle goes. Johor Darul Taksim come out with a 3-1 win. All the goals coming in the second half. Jonathan Silva with 2, the second of which was a beautiful team goal. Oscar Aribas scored again. Silva's first 2 AFC Champions League Elite goals for Johor, coming early and late in the second half. Aribas, an outstanding performance from him, right wing back. Arif Ayman with 2 assists as well. A deserved victory for Johor, who had 2/3 of the ball, who had 20 shots to 9. Of those 20, 10 were on target. Pao Yao Seong was by far the busier goalkeeper, but the introduction of Saulo Minero, who scored a penalty and had a late goal, confusingly, perhaps controversially, disallowed, that would have made it 3-2 in an anxious few minutes. But Leonid Slutsky now turns his focus towards a potential Chinese Super League title. Johor Darul Taksim turn their attentions towards the Malaysia FA Cup. But in the AFC Champions League Elite, it's finished here 2 for Silva, 1 for Arribas, 1 for Monero. Johor Darul tax in 3, Shanghai Shenhua 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to announce the man of the match for tonight's game is from JDT number 33, Jonathan Silva. Congratulations.
Okay, Jonathan, 2 goals for the match, for this match. So what do you think on your contribution to help the team to get a win?
2 goles en el partido, ¿qué piensas de contribución a ganar el partido?
Se trabaja para eso, para ayudar al equipo, para estar en forma y creo que venimos mostrando un rendimiento óptimo en estas últimas jornadas y espero que sigamos así con el trabajo y la humildad que venimos teniendo.
Just working to help the team. We are having a great performance in the last game and just keep the momentum and keep going, looking forward for the next games.
So this is second win and first win for the JT in the home for this campaign. What do you think the chances to get qualified?
Sí. Bueno, hay que seguir trabajando, obviamente sumar de a 3 y las posibilidades se darán partido a partido y hay que seguir trabajando como te dije recién.
We must to keep trying to get the 3 points. We must to keep working. Maybe we have chance in the next games and just looking forward for work harder for the next games.
Thank you.
Let's go. More? Maybe I can pull like this.
Okay, coach, you made a few changes in your first 11. How did those adjustments fit into your game plan, and how satisfied you are your team execute to get a win?
I'm very happy with the guys. It's a massive win. I mean, we spoke about that before the game, about what is the important intensity, the 4 minutes, the aggressive, how we are playing, the character, what we show. I mean, it's a perfect game. We have to control the game. We have a lot of chances. I mean, this is the way what we try to give for our fans and for our logo.
And 2 goals came from winger by Arif Aiman. How do you see his contribution tonight?
He's an incredible player. I mean, I'm very happy he's in our team. He's one of the best players I trained in my life. He's the best one. I mean, he's always give us something extra for the team. He's a positive. And also today he helped a lot in defense too. I mean, I'm happy. We need to continue. We need to continue working hard because it's important keep this momentum.
Okay, coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Thank you, sir.
All the way, guys.